You're listening to The Monty Show, my favorite peeps. I'm Devery Davis with the Davis Lending Team, powered by Academy Mortgage. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, you don't know what you're doing, you bought multiple homes, second homes, investment properties, multifamily, we've got you covered. Our office consists of everybody it takes to do your loan, from processing to underwriting to doc departments. We do it all right here. We're not waiting on Tucumcari Carrier or Walla Walla, Washington to answer an email. We take care of it here. The housing market's changed, prices are dropping, it's the greatest time to buy a house. There's no such thing as a dumb question. If you have any questions, you give me a shout, I'll walk you through it. Have a great day. Tell my Monty guys I said what's up.
Where's Utah on NIL? Where are you?
I think it's really interesting that here we have BYU players. And I think I have a pretty good idea of what that NIL deal is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You have a new NIL deal at BYU and not a mouse in the house at Utah.
Hmm.
And it's been a full year. And it's you can't say anymore that you were caught off guard, or it's been a full year and you've done nothing. And again, I will just say the people at BYU actively trying to help the players, actively trying to bring new revenue into the pockets of BYU football players.
Yeah.
Where are those people at Utah? Because we don't know them. We've tried to find them, and they're not alive. Like,
that's not what we're about.
And by the way, I've reached out to Utah players directly. Nothing. Not a thing. And again, I know I said this the other day, but the guys at Coug Connect at BYU, they make it really easy.
Yeah.
It's hard to deal with Utah and get Utah players in NIL conversations.
That's every day.
It's really difficult.
Yeah.
And now here we are with all the BYU players. Hey, new NIL deal coming. We need your support. Hey, big announcement coming. We need your support. And there's nothing at Utah. And I'm befuddled by it. And I don't mean to. And I see I'm already getting text messages about.
Oh, you hate Utah. You hate Utah.
Already getting text messages about.
You hate Utah.
But I already see that you're in a situation where, man, I just don't understand how you're getting circles. Like, I mean, honest to goodness, Coug Connect is running circles around people.
Yeah, and what I don't understand is it's not, I love those guys, but it's not like NIL is rocket science. This isn't like it's some super complicated thing. It's just one of those things that I feel like nobody's doing. And that's kind of the crazy thing. And I feel like you've got great opportunities at Utah. I mean, how does Cam Rising not have an NIL deal? How do any of these other guys that are going to be big names, how does Dalton Kincaid not have one? How does Brant Keithy not have one? How does, where are you, bro? Where are you at? And I don't even think it's a player issue. I think it's a program issue, in a sense that the school is never going to be directly involved, because that's not how NIL works. But Coug Connect was set up to help people. There should be something in the Utah community that gets set up by boosters or something to help these kids, man. And I think you used the word befuddled. It is befuddling. It is baffling. It is surprising. And I hope it gets fixed, because I would love to have those guys come on the show and talk about what they have going on and what they're working on and where the program's going. I think that, again, add it to the list of things that the Pac-12 doesn't do, right? We don't distribute our product. We don't get our players paid. Yeah. And then we're really surprised when we're talking about our conference dying.
Well, I think that the thing, though, at BYU, and this is really where the comparison happens, the difference at BYU is, I think you were created to be a revenue-generating company. I think you were created, if you look at the way that BYU operates and you look at the foundation of the church, there's no better money-making operation in the state of Utah than the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. There's no doubt about that. That is a revenue-generating machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's where it starts.
God bless.
But you look at the level of business that comes out of Provo, and you look at the alumni and where those alumni are working, and you look at where former players are, you have former players that are entrepreneurs. You have former players that are at Adobe. You have former players that are in all these great positions in the state of Utah.
Don't you know who I am?
You have Silicon Slopes, and you have all these companies. They're not in downtown Salt Lake City. Where are they? They're in South Salt Lake County, and they're in Utah County. You look at what is going on, it's not rocket science. BYU has become a revenue-generating machine on all levels. And it starts with the church, but that filters all the way down to the lives of BYU football players now.
Yes.
You can't tell me, in all seriousness, though, you can't tell me that watching the way that NIL has worked at BYU, and not worked, frankly, because they've had a lot of issues as well, but if you look at the way that NIL has worked, it has to have a positive impact on the mindset of the football players dealing with it. It turns them into entrepreneurs because 9 out of 10 players are never going to suit up on Sundays. They're never going to draw a paycheck for playing football, right? Well, now they are at BYU because they have NIL deals.
Yeah.
And you look at the way that you learn about the structure of business. Is that not happening at Utah? It's not an educational issue. There is no finer educational institution than the University of Utah.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful place to get an education. But why is NIL broken up on the hill? I don't understand it. Because, again, it's not rocket science. But Coug Connect and people like Coug Connect and the guys that run that organization, and you look at the way that the PR machine at BYU works, whether it's Cougar Board, whether it is the alumni, whether it is BYU TV,
BYU Radio,
or BYU Radio. You look at the way that their PR machine works, and it is efficient. It is powerful. It is a behemoth. And I know a lot of people in Utah country like to mock Cougar Board, but honestly, I don't read Cougar Board very often, maybe once or twice a year, but I can tell you in my YouTube analytics, we get an awful lot of views off of Cougar Board.
Excellent strategy, sir.
We get an awful lot of views coming out of BYU country.
Yeah.
And we get a very small amount of views coming out of like Rivals. We get a very small amount of views coming out of Utah Ute football message boards.
Bro, we're getting more views out of like Big 12 country than we are out of Utah.
It's crazy.
It's insane. And
the struggle for me is that Utah deserves better. That's the hard part. Like the guys at Utah, it's not like they're bad human beings.
No.
It's not like they're terrible people. They're good, hardworking kids. They're good people that deserve as much opportunity to support themselves and make their life in college as good and as close to thriving as possible.
Facts.
Because I will again say it is really difficult to thrive as a college athlete if you don't have a lot of support. And at the family level, sometimes that's difficult. Sometimes that's not there, right? So when you're at BYU and you're a walk-on, now you're not a walk-on anymore. Your scholarship is paid for. You don't have to worry about paying for your school.
Yeah.
Because you have an NIL deal with Built Bar that pays for that, right? That's what's missing at Utah, and it just doesn't need to be. I know I'm getting up a soapbox on that, but I'm really passionate about taking care of college athletes.
Yeah, I just think there's no reason not to now. I mean, you have an avenue and a bridge to do it now. So why wouldn't you? And this is kind of my overreaching point. Whether we're talking about NIL, whether we're talking about TV rights and distribution, what's the common theme here? Don't miss this point. The common theme is the Pac-12 is not getting it done, right? And that's not a player issue. I'm not saying that, Cam Rising is responsible for not having an NIL deal. That's not how it works, right? These guys have 1,000,001 things they're doing. What I am saying, though, is that the Pac-12 is not doing a good enough job overall. So what that leads to is not getting $75 million a year for your TV rights for each school. What that leads to is guys like Cam Rising or anybody else on the Utah roster not having NIL deals. I mean, and that's the trouble, and that's why I say, dude, the Pac-12, geographically speaking, is one of the best conferences in the land. They're not in Nebraska, with all due respect to Nebraska. You're in Cal, dude. You're in Oregon. You're in these great places, and you're not leveraging that. You're not helping yourself at all. And it's just such a shame, in my opinion, that we have to be here.
Yep, totally agree. All right, let's get your comments in here because this one's my favorite. It says, Eric and Raleigh says, slap Jake across the face. It's USC all day, every day.
Okay, well, that's your belief. If you want to watch USC play some garbage program, then do that.
Purdue is not a garbage program.
Okay, well, they're not anybody that I've heard in the college football playoff in any recent time. So as far as I'm concerned, Purdue can get the hell out of here with that.
Drew Brees went to Purdue.
Yeah, okay. Well, when Purdue plays Oregon in the college football playoff, then talk to me about Purdue.
My man is upset.
Well, I just am tired of hearing about two things I'm tired of. I'm tired of hearing about USC being some great program. Prove it to me this year, Lincoln. Go win some football games, and then talk to me about how you deserve to be in the Big Ten. Talk to me about how you deserve that TV money. They haven't done anything to this point to deserve what they've gotten, outside of the fact that they got the deal done, right? Because, again, the old saying is, you're worth what you can get paid. So clearly the Big Ten felt like, hey, that was worth it. But my point just is, when we compare Oregon and Washington State, what is Washington State? Not a great program, but Washington State always puts out entertaining football, even if they lose. So that's why I say Oregon, Washington State would be far more entertaining than watching SC beat up on some mediocre Purdue program.
Yeah. Royal Coug wants to know when was the last time more than 3 teams in the Pac-12 were bowl eligible? I don't know that 3 teams at one time have they ever had a team play in a bowl game? And Stop. Cody Strickland says, "Hey boys, got an idea. I suck at basketball. Would you be down for a pickup game with the group one day?" Listen, I mean,
you don't want that, bro.
You don't want the heat.
You do not want that.
You don't want the heat.
You don't want that.
Come on, man. Come on. You need your ankles intact, kid.
Yeah.
TJ McVeigh says, if it's USC and fill in the blank from the Big Ten, you got viewers. Exactly right. Patrick Bourne says, Big 12 with BYU after dark. Yes. Jeff James says, I'm still irked by your comment last week that West Virginia football is crap. How about middle of the pack? It's not relevant. It's not relevant in the Big 12. It just isn't. I mean, again, I point to this thing with Pitt. They sold out 70,000 strong to see Pitt in West Virginia. Go join the ACC. That needs to happen. This is not unlike Nebraska to the Big 10. West Virginia should have never joined the Big 12. I understand why. It's been a disaster for West Virginia. I mean, West Virginia's just not relevant. They're just not relevant. And I know that sucks. I know that hurts, but they're not middle of the pack. They're not relevant in any way, shape, or form. I'm open to the conversation, but how are they relevant on any level? Nebraska, how is it possible to say Nebraska's irrelevant? Irrelevant. Iowa State, like, there are teams in these conferences that just don't matter. They just don't matter. And until you win games and recruit at a very high level, you just don't matter.
Agreed.
West Virginia don't matter. That's the problem.
Washington State doesn't matter.
With all due respect, Oregon State had one of the best years in recent memory, and they don't matter. They're not bringing eyes to the TV set. That's the biggest problem. Royal Coug says the Pac-12 needs a BYU type team.
Well,
guy, is there another BYU type team?
No,
I don't think there is. He also says, I know some behind the scenes stuff on the Coug Connect stuff. Let's just say it's worthy of some eye-popping emojis. I'm telling you, Coug Connect does a good job for BYU football, for BYU basketball. Like the NIL game in Provo it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Eric and Raleigh says BYU Athletics presented by the Monty Show. We talk a ton of BYU on this show. Patrick Bourne says, I'm watching Oregon, Washington State. Jake's excited about that. Patrick, you guys can chill together. You can watch.
I'm going to do that.
I'll be over here watching USC and Purdue.
USC play nobody? Is that right?
Hooterville Homestead says, after this year, BYU. See what I did there? Will be the nemesis and start a new rivalry. We'll see. I think so. Royal Kook says these Utah fans can't handle the truth. Sherman Ing says, I just accepted a full-time offer with the Utah Jazz. Sherman.
Let's go, baby.
Way to go, kid.
Let's go, baby.
Congratulations, man.
Go.
That's fantastic. Fantastic.
Okay, so can we get some Jazz sourcing this season?
Yeah, hey man, why don't you?
Why don't you DM me? We'll work out that sourcing line. You know what I mean?
Cuddle up to Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah,
be friends.
Yeah.
Royal Kook says the Eccles don't want to give them any more money than they already have. I mean, seems like the Eccles do a great job supporting Utah. I think the main reason Utah isn't getting NIL deals done is that there's just nothing like Kook Connect. Take it easy. I think, you know what I think it is? I think there's some belief that it's really difficult and it's hard and there's no way. And it doesn't have to be like this whole thing.
Yeah.
You just need to have a plan and a vision and you need to execute.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times that's difficult. I really do. Dax Johnson, what's up?
Johnson.
Dax, how's your Johnson? Morning, boys. What should the expectation for the Cougs and Utes be this season? Wish the Holy War was being played this year. Some of my greatest memories is watching the game on a brisk fall day. Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I think BYU, they should both be looking at 2 lost seasons. And I think that the only expectation, the only thing you care about is beating Florida and beating USC if you're Utah.
Mm-hmm.
The rest should handle itself. If you're BYU, 1 week at a time, friends, because you have got some absolute death on your schedule. It is. I think they have an incredibly difficult schedule.
Yeah, I think it's just, quality seasons out of both. I mean, I think that BYU is well past the 4-loss season. So, we've gone through the schedule. We've bandied about. I mean, obviously we can go over it again, but I just think that you can make a case one way or the other who has the tougher schedule. My opinion is Utah has a little bit tougher of a schedule, but again, I think for BYU it depends on, is Jaren healthy? Does the offensive line stay in most of the season? I just think for BYU, health is paramount. When they're healthy, they can beat anybody. But the problem is they just haven't been.
All I can say is there's not a tougher stretch of games on anybody's schedule than at Oregon. Obviously, you get a break with Wyoming, Notre Dame, Arkansas, like those Utah State, Notre Dame, Arkansas, Baylor, Oregon, Wyoming, Utah State, Notre Dame, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Find me somebody who's got to run in games like that. That stretch right there is going to determine your season. And by the way, you also have your bye week November 12th if you're BYU. I think their losses are Arkansas, and I think that Oregon game that we're doing the watch party for it at Barbecue Pit Stop.
Yeah.
That could be the difference between a 2-loss season and a 3-4 season. If you go to Autzen and you beat Oregon in a transition, that's a good win. That's a good win. That is because you're probably not going to be top 25 unless you beat Baylor and Oregon. Yeah. By the way, they also have Baylor and Oregon back to back.
Mm-hmm.
USF, not easy. Baylor at Oregon, Wyoming, Utah State, Notre Dame in Las Vegas for a Notre Dame home game, don't forget. Arkansas at Liberty with the noodle arm quitter quarterback. Isn't he there?
Noodle arm quitter quarterback.
Yeah.
I believe he is there, yes.
I will never say his name on this show again, with all due respect. East Carolina. Wassa State.
And that blue turf.
Wassa State. You can't say Boise State.
Boise State on BYU radio.
Anybody got any extra tickets for Boise State?
No, I don't know what Boise State is. I don't know what that is.
Call Coug Connect. They're at Wassa State.
Oh, okay. Boise State. Got it.
Wassa State. Bye week, Utah Tech.
Well.
Yeah, I know you had to change your name. Utah Tech?
UTT.
Come on now. And then you finish at Stanford. Good luck.
It's a good schedule, man.
Good. Oh, yeah. but I mean,
we're getting somewhere.
Independence, that's a dying program. They can't. Tom Homo.
What a loser.
They can't schedule my ass. They can't. Independence. 10 years as an independent. Get the Tom Homo. What did he know? At Florida, win. Southern Utah, destruction. San Diego State, revenge.
San Diego.
Wales vagina coming to get wrecked. They're going, Wales vagina leaving here a blue waffle.
Bro, you did not just say blue waffle on this show. Bro, what? What?
Listen, we're in a strange time.
Bro, what are you talking about right now? I know you're going to the doctor today. I get it.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That just happened. So they'll start 3-0, 4-0 at Arizona State, 5-0 against Oregon State. That Oregon State game's like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Careful. Careful. So Utah should be 5-0, 6-0 at UCLA, and then USC. Want to play for a college football playoff spot? USC.
Yep.
USC. That's the whole.
Yeah, USC against Utah. I'm going to turn that game on.
That's the whole thing. That is the whole thing. Jeff James says, Monty, you seemed impressed that the West Virginia pick game is sold out at 70,000. West Virginia is relevant regionally.
Right.
My mom's relevant regionally. Like high school football is relevant.
Why are we dying on this hill right
Jeff?
now? Like
Jeffy, they're not relevant nationally. Nobody cares about West Virginia outside of people who clean coal. Nobody, with a hose and a brush.
Right.
In all seriousness, nobody cares about West Virginia. Like in the Big 12, does anybody, I'll just ask again, does anybody in Manhattan, Kansas care about West Virginia?
Never.
Does anybody in Lawrence, Kansas care about West Virginia?
No.
Do they know where West Virginia is on a map?
Okay. Careful.
Probably too much.
I really don't care if you think it's sus.
Stop, dude.
It's probably too much.
You're lighting fires in the chat, okay?
I'm sorry. Jeff,
please forgive.
Jeff, repent. M. Johnson says BYU. Shaka bra.
Johnson.
Okay. Royal Kook says BYU will not lose to Utah State, Ryan Buckley. Well, Taysom's ankle lost to Utah State several times.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
What? I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay.
No. I'll stop.
Yeah, I know what time it is.
Relax. Steve Peterson says drink. Are we playing a drinking game? Is that what we're doing? Jeremy Bolton. Wow. Well.
The headband has returned.
Look who decides he can fit us in today.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy. We missed you. When both programs are at their best, BYU by far has more views and following. Oh, not close. Not close. Let's see. Gene Stream Gamer says, just got home. It's 9:25 in the Philippines. Watching you guys feels home. Nice, man. Did you get your T-shirts yet, Gene Stream?
Yeah, dude. I ain't even playing, man. We've sent you like, what is it? What? How many?
I think we've sent you like
4?
57 T-shirts. That I'm telling you, mailing stuff to the Philippines. By the way, Greg Hawkins arrives in the United States tomorrow.
But like we mailed shirts to Greg.
He got them.
Yeah, but it took like 3-4 weeks, dude.
Anyway, I should have FedExed him. Patrick Bourne says Big 12 country loves football, my friends. Yeah, they do. They're relevant regionally in the Big 12. Tanner Plummer says, I'm with Jake. Brand is important, but if you're not producing on the field, the brand doesn't mean S. I would agree. Neville 93 says, so BYU is bigger than Utah, right? I think the fan base is.
Nationally, I would say they are. Yeah. I think in the state, Utah's bigger. I think in the national landscape, I think BYU's bigger.
Take it easy. Who's got more momentum right now? BYU or Utah?
I would say it's close. I don't know.
Bro, I'm going to come across this table. I swear to God, I will baptize you on this show. Who's got? How can you possibly say that Utah has more momentum than BYU?
They just won the Rose Bowl, or they didn't win. They made an appearance. Bro, are you serious? You better keep Siri in control.
Settle down, sweetie. It doesn't matter if they played in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
that was last year.
Right, but last year is what builds momentum for this year.
No, last year is when you had USC and UCLA in the conference, and now you're dying. I mean,
that's not very nice.
Well, but it is what it is. Utah's got to get out of the Pac-12.
Yes.
I'm telling you, BYU, and I know, oh, hey, look, fat ass drinks the Kool-Aid. Right? Totally get. Blue goggles on TDS. Must have paid him off.
Hey, guys.
As true as I can say it, BYU has more momentum. They're actually going into the Big 12. They are.
And Utah actually is not.
They are recruiting well. By all accounts, they're having a lovely fall camp. They are coming out of 10 years of relevance where they have had a much, much more productive TV deal with ESPN. They've made more money than Utah's made. They're going to make more money than Utah's going to make.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy Wayman says, here's $5. Appreciate that, Teddy. That blue waffle comment had me dying at work. I think my client thinks I'm crazy. You're welcome, Teddy.
Why do you watch this show? Yeah, well, on a random Wednesday, Monty's going to roll out with blue waffle comments.
And Jake's going to make stupid comments about Utah having more momentum.
Well,
But Monty is, he's an apologist for BYU. He's pandering for clicks.
Yeah, you're right. We are.
Yeah. I always love that. Oh, you guys are just trying to get.
No, that's clickbait. That's clickbait.
Yeah.
Well, what are we supposed to?
No, please, nobody click on our show ever.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we want people to click, man?
Yeah.
It is what it is. Let's see. Jordan Hall says, does BYU become less relevant than they currently are by joining the Big 12? No, I think, and there is some credence to that, I think. It depends on what does the Big 12 do. Does the new sheriff in town
that's becoming such a gimmick, dude. The new sheriff in town thing. Like every day that goes by that he doesn't do anything, it makes him look terrible.
Does he make a major move? Does he add a Pac-12 team or two? Does he show some, sackage and go and get San Diego State?
Some sackage.
I'm on a roll.
Obviously not.
Steve Peterson says Baylor will be really tough too. Yes, they will.
Yeah, they will.
Royal Coug says, I think BYU upsets Notre Dame and Arkansas, but I think Oregon will take a step back from last year. They're still an 8-win team. I don't know how. Baylor's going to be – the problem is not how good Oregon's going to be. The question is how healthy will BYU be when you get to Notre Dame, when you get to Arkansas. How healthy is BYU going to be? I mean, this is a team that was ravaged by injuries last year.
Yeah.
I mean, especially across the lines. I mean, how healthy are you going to be? How well are you going to cover on this team? Yeah. Are you going to get consistent quality linebacker play at BYU? Is your offensive line, is Harris LeChance going to play a full slate of games? Is Jaron Hall going to be healthy? Oh, they are? Okay, well, then you're probably beating Oregon. You're probably I think beating Arkansas at the end of that whole thing,
Yeah, I think the safety play in the back end of the defense is going to be paramount.
Huge.
I think that there were so many times last year where you're left wondering, dude, did he even know where he was supposed to be on that play? That's the level of struggle that the back end was last year. And I just think that, obviously Jaron getting hurt didn't help and, all the other things. But I think, you take all this other stuff and put it to the side and you just look at the back end of the defense. If you can solidify that and you're in a good place there, that's going to help you immensely.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I think that defense, I have a lot of expectations for BYU's defense. I have a lot of expectations. I mean, obviously, when you have Kalani and Tuiaki and you have the depth of talent that they have, and I think when you have, they have depth, they have talent. The question on defense is, are they developing that talent?
Yeah.
Are you developing your 3s and 4s into 1s and 2s? Right? Are you taking your 2s and making them 1s, taking your 3s, making them 2s? Are you pushing everybody forward? If BYU is going to develop talent the way that Utah does, because I think there's no doubt guys like Cole Bishop have developed lovely.
Yes.
Very well. The offensive line last year at Utah. That's why I say when we compare these two schedules, as we talk BYU and Utah football on the Monty show, I think when you look at the potential, I think both these teams could be 2-loss teams. I think Utah has a legitimate shot to go undefeated.
Yeah, and I think what I will say about BYU's schedule is I do think it'll be tougher for them to be a 2-loss team than it is for Utah to be a 2-loss team. Like I would agree with that. BYU, with what they have and their depth and their talent, I've always maintained that their ability to absorb injury is not nearly as high as Utah's ability to absorb injury. And I think that that's a key factor in whether, you're a 2-loss team or you're a 4-loss team, because as we saw last year, you're 1, maybe 2 plays away from that being a win or a loss every single week.
Jeremy Bolton says, I love seeing all the Y avatars in the chat. Suck it up, Utah swoops.
Suck it up. Utah swoop.
I mean, we have a lot of Utah Ute fans that listen to the show, and thankfully. But again, I think it is much more difficult to get coverage and content on Utah than it is BYU.
Agreed.
And I just don't know how that's possible. Ryan Buckley says BYU losses, Oregon, Baylor, Utah State, and Arkansas. I think they're going to beat Baylor at home. BYU is going to be on a mission. They, from what I understand, that Baylor loss is stuck in their craw, specifically for Jaron Hall because he was not healthy for that.
I was going to say, if Jaron doesn't have something to play for this year, just from a season standpoint, then the kid shouldn't be playing football. I mean, it just is that simple.
Giggity says, I wonder how many listeners have never heard of a blue waffle and will ruin their days by looking it up. Do not go to Urban Dictionary and look up blue waffle. Just don't. Don't Google. Listen, do not Google image searches. Don't do it. You don't want to do it. I promise you it's a mistake.
Mrs. Monty's not amused.
Hello?
Besides, it's a lie.
What's a lie?
That was just like an urban myth.
Yeah, who cares?
It's so lame.
Don't lie to me.
Lame. Who cares? Because it's women's.
Oh, God. Well, hey, man. If you could... If you could not weaponize the female genitalia, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Yeah. Notice they didn't make it a blue peepee, like...
You're casual.
Blue totem pole?
A blue totem pole.
Blue peace pipe?
No, it's because it was created by, goofy high school boys who don't know how to treat the vajayjay.
Just so you can go to Pound Town.
What? It's sex. We're guys. What?
Learn to respect.
What?
The vajayjay.
Okay. That's amazing. BYU will not lose to Utah State, Ryan Buckley says. Okay. Eric and Raleigh says West Virginia is only relevant in the meth game. Wow.
Okay, we didn't say that. We did not say that.
Wow.
Bro. We did not take it that far.
Hey, Greg Hawkins, my dude.
Gregory, how are we doing, sir?
Gives us a $5 tip and says flight in less than 12 hours. Wish us luck. See you soon. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Bro, are you okay, dude?
There was a seismic...
Did you do some meth this morning?
Well, no. I was just ingesting the fact that Greg Hawkins is going to disturb the force, and my microphone fell over on its own.
Wow.
Welcome home, my friend. Welcome home. Colby says, word on the street is Utah's preparing to announce a massive NIL deal with Beehive bail bonds. That's not funny. I mean, no, I'm not doing it. Nope. Tanner Plummer says, when she comes on the show, Mrs. Monty is never amused, Jake. Never.
Well,
Nevin. Hello?
Hello.
Mike Presser says, we're on a mission from God. We're on a mission from God.
Well,
hey, name that movie.
Can't do it.
Oh, come on. Are you serious?
Can't do it.
Because you've never seen the Blues Brothers. Neville93 says, not the blue waffle. No, please don't. Real quick, then we got to get to LeBron. I wouldn't be surprised if sex bots show up.
See what you did.
See what you did, Mrs. Monty.
See what you did.
You start talking, the vajayjay. Hey, guys. Let's talk vaginas and waxing or shaving. Go. Anyway. I'm fired. Utah isn't going undefeated, LMFAO. They have a chance to. They do. The question for Utah is always going to be: are you going to lose to Colorado, or are you going to lose to Oregon State, or are you going to lose to?
People are excited about Cam Rising, man. People the reports are very high on him.
I wasn't joking the other day when we talked about Cam Rising versus Jaron Hall for Heisman. Cam Rising's got a legitimate shot to be in New York.
Yes.
He does. If they go undefeated, he will be there. He will, because the only way they go undefeated is if he's healthy and has a monster year.
I'm Shiva, the god of death.
I'm telling you, Utah's offensive line, you're returning your running backs. I think you have sneaky, unheralded wide receivers that are fast. I think Brant Keithy potentially is a 10-touchdown guy, because they're clearly going to use him in multiple different sets and ways in that Utah offense. Like, you look at what Utah can bring to the table, there's no reason to think that they can't win every one of those games. And as good as Caleb Williams is, coming to Sack Lake City is a different kind of football, man. You show up at Utah, they're going to put a hurt on you. You're going to feel it in the rib cage in the morning because they're going to put a hurt on you. And Caleb Williams is a hell of a quarterback. They've got to beat USC at Rice-Eccles Stadium on, October 8th.
Yeah.
That's it. Everything else doesn't even matter. You got to beat USC. You absolutely do. CKS, good morning, says football season or conference momentum. Well, football, Utah was just ranked 8th by the coaches. BYU not ranked. Not sure what role we're talking about here. With all due respect, again, because that's the catchphrase on the show. Officially, it was named yesterday.
Yeah, with all due respect.
The Blue Waffle show that shows all due respect to blue waffles.
Okay.
Blueberry waffles, what? Who doesn't like a good blueberry waffle? I don't know where all this vagina talk comes from. Anyway, grow up! My point is...
Shame.
My point is, thank you.
Thank you.
BYU's momentum is, hey, you're going into the Big 12. You have a phenomenal athlete at quarterback. You are nationally relevant. You are consistently on national TV. Your biggest games draw multi-million viewership. You're relevant. You're a year from now, you're in the Big 12.
Yeah.
You're playing for a spot in the college football playoff. And you've shown that you can beat teams like Texas and Oklahoma consistently.
Yeah.
You've done that. So I don't see, when you talk about momentum, who's closer to a national championship? If it doesn't happen this year, isn't the answer BYU? If Utah doesn't win a national championship or a spot in the college football playoff, let's even go that far. Who's in a better position right now today for a spot in the college football playoff? It's Utah.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. A year from now, let's have a different conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know. A month from now, when they've made some decisions in the conferences, ask me then. But I'm telling you, BYU has real, alive momentum. And I just look at the quarterbacks. We have two very special quarterbacks in this state.
Yep.
And, well, hey, don't forget the Aggies. Hey, bro.
Aggie tears.
Bro, Logan, Utah, bitches. Like, I don't.
Wow.
I'm going to say this again.
Logan, Utah, yo.
You woke up feeling a certain type of way today.
Smells like manure, but we can play football.
That's not very nice.
But is it wrong?
No.
Thank you. Anyway, the point is, I was just in Logan the other day.
You and your mom are hillbillies.
But we produce quarterbacks up here.
And a great butcher shop at Barbecue Pit Stop.
Yes,
Just saying.
Indeed, you do. My point is, we have two really good quarterbacks. Don't forget about Utah Tech's they've got gunslinger Cal McDonson.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Kesley Wilson.
Who?
He's dating Kaylin Jones-Smith.
I saw it.
Please don't name your...
Anyway. Yeah.
The point is...
Yeah, right.
We've got two really good quarterbacks in this state.
Not 3, 2.
So, about those Aggie tears. Anyway, we have 3. We have 2 really good quarterbacks and one guy that nobody's ever heard of.
Right.
That can really throw the pill.
Right.
My point is, between Jaron Hall and Cam Rising, I think it's a toss-up. Cam's got the advantage because he's got knocked out of a Rose Bowl and the backup came in and was great. But the point is that Jaron Hall has to stay healthy and show us that he can win big football games. It just
Facts.
is what it is.
Facts.
Justin Salas says, Utah State, hey, Aggies all the way. Hey, man, can you guys, there was a guy yesterday on YouTube who commented, hey, listen, I know, but can you guys talk whack sports?
Hey, guys.
Like, I mean, the conference, whack, I mean, it's whack and we whack, but that's in the dorm at night in the dark. But that's not the point. Dude.
Bro. Is it the fear of going to the doctor?
I'm on a fast right now. I have not eaten in 11 and a half hours.
You need some ayahuasca. That's what it is.
I do. I absolutely.
You need some ayahuasca.
Yeah, I've been immunized.
Okay. Steve Peterson says, but in the fourth quarter, Utah had the momentum, and their QB made a huge mistake on fourth down, and that sealed the game. I think Cam would have made the throw. They would have won the Rose Bowl if Cam Rising had stayed healthy.
Yeah.
He's a great quarterback. Jeremy Bolton said, my point exactly. I hate the whole if Cam Rising would have played crap. He didn't. The Ute coaches made a terrible decision not to play him. Wouldn't have mattered. Wow. Didn't he have a concussion?
Yeah.
Didn't he? Oh, Greg Hawkins.
Oh, boy.
It's all Greg Hawkins' fault.
Greg Hawkins.
Scotty King. Go get SMU, Memphis, San Diego State, and Boise State, and Air Force, and Tulsa, and Utah Tech. This way, you branch out to 2 other time zones. The market wants East Coast eyeballs to watch games. Well, you have West Virginia. They're so relevant, remember? If the pack kicks off at 8, there we asleep. Sure.
Okay.
Okay, Scotty.
Yeah.
Mike Prester says, maybe there are hot singles in my area, though. That could be real. That could be Mike. Wait, the bots are coming. Trust me.
Yeah.
Browns and Beers says, but they won't. CKS says football season or conference momentum. Well, I read that one, but yeah, they are ranked 8th. They are ranked 8th. Jeremy said, I made it back from vacay. Way back.
Dude, is everybody
Cali,
on? Can I just ask
Cali,
a question?
Cali, back to Cali,
Dude.
Cali. You don't even know that song. You're a child. Apparently so.
That song came out in the 20s. What do you want me to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? It's before my time.
God. Can you hear me, God, please?
Never.
I know hell's not real. But please, God, help me with this child of mine who refuses to watch The Sopranos or Godfather and routinely pleasures himself to Lisa Wilson's Instagram feed. Okay, we have to do it. I'm going to play this video without explanation.
Just play it.
You're welcome.
It is birthday week. Doing a little bit of eyebrow dyeing because it's very important when you have an event. I'm also working on getting all of these gifts for the raffle packed up. You guys, we had such an amazing response from all of these fabulous local companies, just these little businesses that started as a hustle, as an idea, as a dream, and then these women ran with it, and they have these amazing, prosperous businesses, and so we always like to share them, and they are so great to always give back. So I'm going to go over probably tonight and tell you all of the companies that are donating and tell you a little bit about them. Today's Mike's birthday, so now do you guys get it? We're both Leos. And you guys get why we're a little spicy, but that's the way I like it. So I've been spending the day with Mike. We're going to have a little dinner. We're going to watch a movie, and then I'll be back. And my eyebrows will be much cooler.
What?
You're welcome. You are welcome.
This is redemption for you right here. That's what that is. That's redemption.
You think I'm crazy. Every time you think I'm crazy.
It is birthday week.
I'm going to play that video.
Yes.
Are you kidding me, lady? Listen. I know you're tinting your eyebrows. But did you really just cougar call me?
No.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yes, you did.
Oh, we're both Leos.
Yes, you did.
We're both Leos. Oh, do tell. Do tell. All right, let's get back on track.
Wow. What are the comments saying about this video, bro?
That was amazing.
Truly incredible.
You know, Fat Jesus says she looks like Uncle Leo on Seinfeld when he had to draw the eyebrows. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Teddy says, my God, my head and eyes hurt now. Tanner Plummer, what in the literal F? Zach, please pay her again to get her off social media. Do you guys believe that? Do you think he paid his mom to stay on social media?
I'm sure.
Oh. Jeremy Bolton's like, what on earth did I just watch? Cam Harrison, I'm sure she likes it spicy. Tanner says, I'm officially scarred for life. Patrick Bourne said, I don't want to talk. No, man. New York Jazz fan says, I'm here. I've been just too busy to make any comments. Keep it up, fellas. Everyone hit that like button. Yes, please do. Please do. Neville93 says, look at the garbage guy from Sesame Street.
Okay. And
the thing is, she is a mildly attractive woman on the regular.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like she's got perfect teeth.
Well, Zach has great genes, clearly.
What is he like
yeah, I mean, it's no
Levi's
secret
guy
that Zach
is he like a Wrangler guy?
Is one of the better looking dudes around the league.
You'd hit that.
Yeah.
I don't know. M. Morris says, really running with the preseason coaches poll, though. True. Anyway, Can I Johnson says, someone take the Sharpie. Take her Sharpie. She is out of line. Oh, kitty cat got claws. Wow.
Dude, it is just.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Justin Sal says, can you clip that and add it to the sound bar, Jake?
Yeah, I'm working on it. Don't worry.